Anti-open grazing Imo altered as Lagos, Ogun, Edo, Anambra delay law. Lagos State, the permanent secretary of the Southern Governors Forum, is one of the states in the region that has failed to meet the September 1st deadline for the ban of the open grazing and signing it into law. The 17th governor of the region had set the deadline during their July meeting in Lagos as a follow-up to the announcement of a total ban on open grazing during an earlier meeting in Asaba, Delta State. Checks by Daily Trust revealed that the anti-open grazing bill is still in the State House of Assembly, where it has passed first reading. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotoso, told Daily Trust that the State Executive Council has passed the anti-open grazing bill and presented it to the House of Assembly. Meanwhile, Daily Trust gathered that Imo State has opted out of the resolution of the governors of the region. The governor of the state, Hope Uzodinma, disclosed that the state has opted for a partnership between farmers and herders. After meeting President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday, Uzodinma told State House correspondents that there was no law forbidding open grazing by cattle railers in Imo State. In Ogun State, Governor Obiado is yet to assent the Animal Grazing Regulation and Cattle Ranch Establishment Bill 2020 passed last month by the State House of Assembly. The bill passed on July 8 puts offenders at the risk of 3-year jail term. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Kunle Somorin, confirmed that the bill had not been signed into law. When asked if the governor was ready to assent the bill, he said the governor will assent a bill based on the advice from the Ministry of Justice and the major stakeholders. In Edo State, the anti-grazing law has not been enacted by the State Assembly. Our reporters gathered that the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, had yet to send a bill to the Assembly for consideration despite the September 1st deadline by the Southern governors. There has been several protests by communities and civil society organizations calling on the state government for the enactment of a law regulating grazing in the state. However, the Anambra state government said it had no plan to enact anti-open grazing law in the state because of the cordial relationship with herders in the state. The State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. C. Don, said, "We have a committee that interfaces with the herders and farmers in the state over the years, and it is working effectively. There is no need for such laws since there is no problem in the state." Also, Osun State Governor Oyetola has not signed the anti-open grazing bill passed by the Assembly. The Osun Animal Grazing Regulation and Cattle Ranches Establishment Bill 2021 has been passed by the Assembly after its third reading, but the governor has not given his assent to it. However, the Ondo State Governor and the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, Akeredolu's son, on Tuesday signed the anti-grazing bill passed by the State Assembly into law. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Donald Ujogo, said it is very relevant to avail and indeed reiterates that the law should rather engender a more cordial, mutually benefiting relationship among residents of the state irrespective of ethnicity, religion, or creed. For emphasizes, no particular group of persons is the target, he said. Rivers State Governor Nelson Wike has also passed the Open Rearing and Grazing Prohibition Law number 5 of 2021, saying it is inimical to development and peace for any state to condone open grazing of cattle. The governor of Bayelsa State has already ascended the anti-open grazing bill in Bayelsa as constituted on implementation committee to enforce the law in the state. The committee is headed by the Commissioner for Agriculture, David Olago, while members of Cattle Rearers Association are to serve as members. Daily Trust gathered that cattle rearers in the state have relocated to the government-approved area for grazing at Bayelsa Palm Road in Yenagua. In Ekiti State, Major Tanjudeen Awi, retired, who is in the charge of agro rangers in the state, said the state started the implementation of the anti-grazing law in 2016, while the law was amended in 2018. Daily Trust gathered that Oyo State is putting in place apparatus to implement the anti-open grazing bill, which the governor has assented to in October 2019. The chief press secretary to the governor, Taiwo Adesa, told Daily Trust that the state would implement the law as soon as the necessary apparatus were in place. A former chairman of the Mietihala Cattle Rearers Association in Oyo State, Alhaji Yakubu Bello, said the association and the Oyo State government had scheduled a meeting for Saturday, saying the outcome of the meeting would determine their stand. In Ebonyi, Daily Trust gathered that the anti-open grazing law came into existence in 2018, but its implementation is doubtful. The law banned underage herders grazing of cows and its movement in the night. The leaders of the Mietihala, and Janhala Fulani Development Association of Nigeria have asked the Enugu State House of Assembly to give them more time to make submission to the anti-grazing bill before the assembly. The head of Mietihala in the southeast, Alhaji Gidadu Idris, and zonal chairman Musa Adusali, respectively, on Tuesday, asked the Enugu State House of Assembly Committee on Agriculture and Privileges during the public hearing on the law to prohibit open grazing and regulate cattle ranching to give them 1 month to go and deliberate on the bill to make their own submission. So guys, I'm going to drop it here. Kindly hit the comment section. Thank you very much for always stopping by. Bye for now.